Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Capitol. For all of you that don't come here very often, I recognize a few folks, but thank you for making it out. When I took office 6 years ago, I said I wanted to make Oklahoma top 10 in everything that we do. Right? You've heard me talk about top 10 a lot, and one of those is being the best state to raise a family. We've promoted pro-family policies like protecting women's spaces, eliminating the marriage penalty in our tax code. We've done a lot of great things. We're making sure every family can send their kids to a school that best fits their needs in the state of Oklahoma. We've worked hard to improve outcomes for children in our DHS system. And today, there are 3,500 fewer kids in foster care today than there were 6 years ago. Amazing stuff. There's 5,000 fewer people incarcerated in the state of Oklahoma right now than there were 6 years ago. It's a huge deal. We've closed 4 prisons. And now we are number 2 in the entire country in the lowest recidivism rate because of some of the programs that we're doing. It's amazing. This is also the second year in a row that we've declared November as Family Month in the state of Oklahoma. Family Month felt like the perfect time to announce a new project to continue to uplift families and communities around our state. And in partnership with the Department of Human Services, as well as our churches and nonprofits and NGOs across the state, I'm proud to announce the Oklahoma Office of Faith-Based Initiatives today. This office is going to be a clearinghouse for churches and organizations to connect with those that need some help. It'll also be a vehicle for all of our pro-family initiatives. I love President Ronald Reagan's quote when he said, government is not the solution. So the Office of Faith-Based Initiative it's not meant to be another government program. This is meant to be an opportunity where, come on up here, buddy. You come say hi to everybody? Come say hi to the cameras. He'll probably remember that. He'll be able to tell that as a story. This faith-based initiative is not meant to be another just government program. And I was telling the team before and all the faith-based organization and the churches that as a son of a pastor, my dad was a pastor for 30 years there in Norman, Oklahoma. And I know it's the heart of a lot of the churches to see how they can get engaged, how they can help their community, how they can walk with people that are coming out of incarceration or diversion programs, or how they can help people that are struggling with substance abuse or widows. And that's what churches do. And then we've got nonprofits in the state of Oklahoma. So we wanted the government to be able to share and to be able to organize and bring these groups together. Because at the end of the day, it's about neighbors walking with neighbors that are going to fix these problems, not another government program. And so I'm just so proud to be an Oklahoman, because in Oklahoma, we have a lot of common sense. We do things correctly, and we invite some of these churches and nonprofits to come in to help solve some of these problems. And we want to use all the resources we have as a state government, and I want to put the right people in place in these state agencies that really empower you guys to walk with the less fortunate in the state of Oklahoma and change someone's life for the better. And we know we can do it when we engage these groups across the state. So Oklahoma churches, our nonprofits, countless volunteers on the ground, they do this every single day for people. And so sometimes we have to make sure that the government gets out of the way and connects them so they can even make a bigger impact in their communities and in the state of Oklahoma. I also want to conclude by thanking Representative Pittman, Senator Gallagher for their work in getting this bill 3840 to my desk and pave the way through the House, the Senate. We also have Representative Hill here, and I don't know if I've missed anybody else, but their belief in the power of our churches and nonprofits to step into the gap for Oklahomans is what will help propel our state forward. I really believe that, and I think we can be a light to the rest of our country in how we organize and how we help the less fortunate in our state, and we empower these different groups. So with that, I want to hand it over to the Director of Human Services, my good friend, and the attorney himself, Jeffrey Cartmill. Counsel.
Thank you, Governor. And on behalf of Oklahoma Human Services, we're excited to be here today with you all. You know, the Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives, as the Governor said, really is going to be a connection point for our faith-based and community organizations who want to partner with state government. And we're pleased it's going to be housed within the Oklahoma Human Services Office. But I want to be clear, this isn't a DHS or Human Services office. This is an office for all of state government, for all of our agencies, and really kind of be that one focal connection point. You know, as many of you know, there's a lot of state agencies that exist really with a singular purpose, and that's to help our most vulnerable neighbors. And at Oklahoma Human Services, we work hard every day to strengthen our communities by providing upstream resources and support for families across the state of Oklahoma. One of the ways we've really tried to do this is by promoting the engagement of fathers in their children's lives. You know, I'm a dad myself. I have 2 kids, and except for maybe when they're fighting and arguing, they really do bring a lot of joy and love and laughter to my wife and I's lives. And I really think that being a dad is probably one of, if not my most important jobs. And I recognize that, you know, there's no playbook, right? There's no set of, hey, here's what you have to do to be a good dad. Really, it's just we love them as best we can, do the best we can, and that's kind of it. But there's really opportunity, I think, for your churches and for community organizations to partner with us and other state agencies to strengthen families, support fathers, and other initiatives like that. And I really think that if we're able to partner together, as the Governor said, we can accomplish a whole lot more. You know, I personally had the opportunity to see what happens when our faith-based partners, community organizations, and state government come together and work collaboratively in ways to help and serve those families and individuals that need it the most. And really, it can be transformational, not just for the one child, not just for the one parent, but for generations of that family to come. And really, again, by working hard together, we can provide the resources that can set us on a path to build a better, brighter, and more hope-filled Oklahoma in the future. I'm thankful for each of you that are in the room today, for the compassion and care you bring to your work every day, and for your heart for helping others. And now it's my privilege to introduce to you the liaison for the new Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives, Andrea.
Good morning. I am so honored and humbled to be here today to be able to serve Oklahoma in this way. Thank you to my director, to Governor Stitt, for this amazing opportunity. It has been exciting to collaborate across state agencies and with church groups. What an amazing opportunity stands before us to get to work together for the Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives, working alongside our communities as they're serving their neighbors. Serving as a statewide resource, we want to connect and recognize, and our office will be a hub. Our team is comprised of 5 state agencies and faith partners. Director Cartmill mentions several agencies currently involved in this work, and I'd like to recognize because we have a lot of them in the room. We have the Oklahoma State Department of Health, the Office of Juvenile Affairs, Department of Corrections, Oklahoma Human Services, and the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. As we've met together, each agency has highlighted ways that communities and churches can engage with us, and the information can be found on our website. It's oklahoma.gov/faith and community. I recently attended a Hope Summit, and we were challenged to remember our why. So please allow me just to share a little of my story. My husband of 25 years and I have opened our home to more than 20 children. Family and faith are bedrocks in our life. We have a family of 6 children, 5 through adoption, ages 24 to 5. We've seen children that doctors weren't even sure would ever crawl, successful in college, and we're strong advocates in the world of cystic fibrosis on behalf of our youngest daughter. We know that we're stronger for the community and church that we have around us. This started in 2002 while living in Alaska and serving as associate pastors. My brother called and told me about a radio ad that they're looking for foster parents. We prayed and we took a leap of faith to step in this journey alongside families looking for restoration in desperate moments. I met a young woman. She had 2 young children. She had just lost her mom, the children's dad, and her home. Walking alongside her for nearly 2 years as her children's foster mom opened my eyes to see that the resources the state brings is sometimes still not enough to serve the most vulnerable. And what we could offer as a small church wasn't enough. I saw a gap working together to wrap around families. For state and community resources each have a role to play and need to work collaboratively together for the best outcomes. This is my why. Working across Oklahoma with so many amazing partners and churches has shown me a path where this is becoming a reality. But we're just getting started. The Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives is an infrastructure to help make this a reality in every city across Oklahoma. Our office will serve as a main point of contact for churches and faith-based organizations seeking to impact their local communities that they love and care. Be a Neighbor will be a tool used to house local resources. Organizations update their information so resources are always current, and individuals can search local communities and services that they need. It's my deep belief that we can't do the work we do alone, that we are stronger together. It's now my deep privilege to introduce friend and church pastor Ian Brown. He serves as the associate campus pastor of Shawnee Life, and we've got to work together for nearly a decade. Thank you, sir.
My name is Ian Brown. I am the associate campus pastor at Life Church in Shawnee, and it is what an honor to get to be here. At first, I thought I was just going to be attending like you guys, and then they said, "Hey, we want you to say something." I wasn't sure about that. So 9 years ago, I moved to the Life Church location in Shawnee, Oklahoma. At that same time, we were having a message series called How to Neighbor. We're teaching our people how to be the best neighbor that they could be. And one of the initiatives was, how can we lead our people to begin fostering or to support those who do? And so I began to look around the Shawnee area and decide, who can we partner with to make this happen? How can we best lead our folks? And actually, out of nowhere, Andrea approached me. She got wind of it, and she's like, I'm going to get on this. At that time, she was leading recruitment for OKDHS in Potawatomi and Lincoln County. And so we began to work together. And over the next couple of months, we put together a plan. And when that series rolled around, we were able to lead 17 families from our congregation to begin taking that step to begin fostering, and lead over 30 other individuals and families to begin supporting those foster families. My family was one of those who began to foster. And one of the things that I learned as I went through that is not only did I need the support and care of my foster care workers, I also needed my faith community, my church family, to come around me and support me. And without both of those partnerships, we would not have been successful in the beauties, the babies that were entrusted to us. Our goal was always for restoration of a family. Unfortunately, that didn't happen at that time, and we were able to adopt those 3 kiddos, and they've been ours ever since. It's still been the partnerships that I've had with OKDHS in Potawatomi and Lincoln County and my church that's helped us to navigate the ups and downs of being a family that goes through that. One of the things that I'm reminded of, though, when I'm here this morning is that the last time I was in this room, we were announcing the partnership of the state helping to bring the 111 project and bring care portals to the state of Oklahoma. which is a great partnership to allow churches to partner with families, whether they're biological families, foster care families, or adoptive families, to help meet physical needs that have been vetted by the foster care workers. And that's been such an incredible partnership. And what I love about both of the things that have been happening, all of these things that we've got to be a part of, is that the church has always been God's plan A to meet the needs of his people. But the state brings certain things that allow us to partner alongside, to see where those needs are, so that we can do what we're called to do best, and that's to love our neighbors and to free the state up to do what they do best. So I'm so excited to be here today to get to work with Andrea and her team. This is going to be a phenomenal thing for our state and for our churches in partnership with our state agencies. And I just turn this over to Representative Pittman.
Good morning. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. I'm State Representative A.J. Pittman. I represent House District 99, which is home to 81 churches. And when I thought of House Bill 3840, it was one of those things that was a no-brainer for me to connect our churches, our faith-based community, with our government. We all experienced COVID. We all know that it disproportionately affected our most vulnerable communities. But our churches throughout our state and our government banded together to have Love Hope Centers. And they made sure that people had places to do their homework, places to drop their children off when they still had to work, internet, food, shelter. And that was the idea for the Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives. I want to thank the governor and his team and his office for having the vision to take this bill and make it so much more than what I originally thought it could be. Today is a landmark, a moment as we gather to announce the creation of the Office of Faith-Based Community Initiatives under our Department of Human Services. This initiative is a result of a collective vision, and it's one that recognizes the vital role of faith-based organizations that they play in uplifting and strengthening the communities that they serve. Our goal with this new office is simple but profound: to harness the dedication and resources of faith-based communities, building bridges between our state government and local organizations, empowering them to better support families in need, whether it's through mentorship programs, after-school support, family counseling, or basic services. Our faith-based communities have shown time and time again their commitment to bringing hope and stability to those who need it most. It's particularly fitting that today we also designate November as Family Month. This month will celebrate the heart of our communities, families. Family Month will serve as an opportunity to renew our support for families of all shapes and sizes across the state. We'll recognize the tireless work of parents, guardians, and mentors. Will share and shine a light on resources available to those families through our partnerships with faith-based and community initiatives. I want to thank Senator Gallagher, who was my partner in this in the Senate. He's not able to be here today, but without him, this would not be possible. I also would like to acknowledge my First Lady, Jay Shar Case. Her and Pastor Dwayne Case lead the Uncommon Light Church in Northwest Oklahoma City in House District 99. And I am excited to work with the Department of Human Services, the Governor's Office, and all of the people that will be a part of this project to move it forward, because it's so needed in our community now in this time that we continue to make sure we are delivering for all Oklahomans. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. You can see why we're so excited about it. We'll open it up to a few questions from the folks here behind me. One at a time, please. This is well, yes, sir.
How is this connected to local level? Like we have liaison and certain. I'm from Tulsa, so I'm interested in seeing how this is going to show up in Tulsa.
That's a great question. So how to get connected? So what we've started is on the website, we have a connected tab, and it shows partnership engagement opportunities. I see your hand, you're next. I didn't want him to think I was ignoring him. And so it'll have, like right now with the Department of Corrections and where they're needing volunteers and programming. And so going back and connecting those local communities. We also expect to do some training and bringing groups together. And so if that's something my office can help facilitate, this office, our office, I didn't mean to use mine, then that's something that we're really looking forward to. But being able to connect in tangible local ways is definitely our purpose. Do you want to recognize the little guy? Yes, sir.
I have a question for you and for the governor. How do you reply to people? Oh, is he asking a question? Well, that's more important.
No, go ahead.
He was telling me about his car and watermelon bomb, and he is very excited.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. He's just informing you about that. All right. Got it. That's important too. How do you reply to critics that even now, after all these years of federal adjudication, that say it's okay to have cooperation between church and state, and the Constitution doesn't forbid cooperation between church and state. What it forbids is government at the federal level involving itself in doctrinal and other kinds of, in essence, policy decisions that churches are entitled to make. I think it's a very important question because to this day, yes, Representative Pittman might be able to answer that. Thank you.
The governor and I were just sharing a few words, and he was like, this is not a political issue. This is just good government. And we know that the churches already have the infrastructure, they already have the resources, and they already have the relationships. The churches have an opportunity to opt in. This is not something that we are forcing them to be a part of. This is something that most people will want to be a part of because it's a way for our churches and our government to partner to take care of our communities. And that's kind of what we know our church's mission has always been, is to take care of their flock, take care of their sheep. And this just gives them an extension of the state arm to say these resources are here and available for you to take advantage of. And you can opt into being a part of this process and getting these resources. But we know that you have the infrastructure, so we definitely want to partner with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to kind of address that as well. Our Supreme Court has been very clear that if there's a program or a service that a state's going to offer, that you can't discriminate based on a religious organization. And so to me, this is just pretty common sense. If we've got OJA, so Tim is here, so kids that are adjudicated from the court when they're re-entering back into society, we want to try to connect them with any organization that wants to sign up, whether it's our churches or it's just a nonprofit that wants to walk with those kids. But we're agnostic to the groups. We're just trying to invite those different neighbors because we need help with the reentry. We need help with the drug addictions. We need help with the kids aging out of foster care. We need more foster families. And so by engaging Oklahomans is what we're talking about here. And it's really not a political issue. As you know, that Pittman and I are both standing up here, advocating for this process. And so we think it's a really, really neat thing for Oklahoma.
Yeah, you've kind of already said it.
Is this like all religions? I know we're saying churches, but is that specific to different groups? I know you said they can opt in and opt out, but just to clarify.
Yeah, why don't you, can you address that? Like what nonprofits, churches can sign up? Anybody can sign up, correct? Can you
Yes.
kind of walk us through that?
Mm-hmm. So on our platform, Be a Neighbor, any nonprofit organization and churches can sign up with those local resources that they have available. Our team does do a check to make sure like they're a real nonprofit and not just a random person offering something. Sorry. And but it is open. We've worked with a lot of different denominations. We've served already and looking at who's been coming in and partnering with DOC and OJA and Department of Human Services. And so we're very pleased to be able to make this welcoming for all of our nonprofits and faith-based across the state.
Well, thanks again for everybody coming and for all the groups that are participating, and thanks for our state agencies for your participation as well. Thank you, guys. God bless you.